Late at night, on the road through Buea Hill, she appears, barefoot, wrapped in red, with no shadow. Obasi should have kept driving, but he stopped and invited something into his life that would destroy everything. His wife felt it before he did. Something ancient, something jealous, and it wasn't done with him yet. Never pick up a woman at dusk, especially one without shadows. That was the last thing the taxi man told Obasi before disappearing down the trail road that split through Mount Cameroon's mist. Obasi had laughed at the man's warning. Superstitious, backward thinking. He was a modern man after all. He had a sleek car, 2 properties, 3 smartphones, and a thriving transport business. Obasi lived in Buea, a city resting on volcanic soil and ancestral bones. It was a place where the new world flirted with the old, where Wi-Fi and whispers of spirits coexisted in the same streets. Obasi had what many men prayed for, a flourishing business, 2 beautiful children, and a wife who could cook, run a household, and recite proverbs that made even elders pause. Her name was Maureene, and she came from across the river. People whispered her bloodline was thick with eyes, meaning her people saw beyond the veil, but Obasi never believed in that talk. He loved Maureene in his own way, but the city had a way of making men greedy, especially those who never knew poverty long enough to stay humble. And so, like many men before him, Obasi started looking for what he called spice. Something new, something forbidden. It began with a broken down car. One rainy Thursday, Obasi's SUV sputtered to a stop just outside Wango Village near the base of Buea Hill. The air grew colder than it should have been, the fog rolling thick over the ground like spirits returning from the market. He stepped out, cursing under his breath, when he saw her, a woman, barefoot, standing near the edge of the road. She wore a red wrapper with nothing else, her long hair clinging to her damp skin. She had no umbrella, no phone, and no fear. "You need help, sir?" she asked, voice like the wind before a storm. Obasi, momentarily stunned, nodded. She walked up to his car and leaned over the engine and muttered something he didn't catch. The car roared back to life. "How did you do that?" he asked. "I saw it in the flames last night," she said. "You were meant to break down here." Her name was Salome. Obasi began to visit Salome. He would park his car near the old guest house she stayed in, a strange building abandoned during the old times, now surrounded by trees that never stopped whispering. They made love in silence. She never asked for money, never checked her phone, and every time he felt weaker when he left, like she was peeling something off him layer by layer. When Maureene asked why his hands were always cold, he blamed stress. But it wasn't just cold. Obasi stopped eating. He began sleepwalking. One night, his son found him digging a hole in the backyard at 3 a.m., mumbling about preparing a bed for a woman in red. Maureene knew. One evening, Maureene packed the children and drove to the mangrove swamps of her mother's people. Her grandmother, called Maureene, still lived in a hut surrounded by charms, cola nuts, and spirit bones. "She's not human," Maureene said, after listening quietly. "She's draining him?" Maureene asked. "She is not draining him. He is feeding her. She was summoned. Someone sent her to destroy your house, either a jealous friend or a desperate man in his bloodline. These things don't come unless invited." Maureene gave Maureene a sealed clay pot with cowries, feathers, and blood writings etched into its side. "Don't break it," Bury it beneath the mango tree after dark. Then leave the house for 3 nights. Don't look back. Don't answer the door no matter who calls. That night, Maureene returned. Obasi was in the kitchen, face pale, smiling at nothing. She came to me in my dreams, he whispered. She showed me our wedding. Only it wasn't you I married. It was her. She says you stole me. She's taking me back. Maureene nodded. She said nothing. She tucked the children into the neighbor's home, then dug beneath the old mango tree with her bare hands, burying the clay pot deep into the ground. From inside the house, she heard laughter. 2 voices overlapping. 1 male, 1 female. Then a scream. Then silence. She locked the door and left. On the 3rd morning, they found Obasi slumped over his office desk, smiling. His fingernails had turned black. His tongue was missing. His eyes were wide open, locked on the ceiling as if watching something crawl. There was no sign of forced entry, but the security guard claimed he saw a woman in red, dancing outside the office that night, barefoot, spinning in circles until she vanished into smoke. They buried Obasi under the mango tree. The mangoes have not grown sweet since. At the funeral, a woman no one recognized sat alone in the back. She wore red. Her eyes glowed. She hummed a lullaby no one could name. When the service ended, the chair she sat on was soaked through, but there was no rain that day. And now, drivers say if you pass the old Wango Road after midnight, you may see a barefoot woman asking for a ride. She'll say her name is Salome. Don't answer. Don't let her in, because once you do, your wife will never see you again. And that's another tale from the heart of Africa. If you're feeling the vibes, hit the like button, subscribe, and drop a comment with your favorite part. New stories drop every week. Don't miss out. And again, thank you for watching Afro Tales.